What do we have for Scorpio, please? The Hermit, Virgo energy at the foundation of the reading, Scorpio. Scorpios, I feel that right now you are going through this time in your life where you're seeking some sort of personal truth. You're really asking the universe why you're here, what it is that you came here to do. And before the reading, I was getting flooded with quite a lot of messages in regards to this. So it doesn't surprise me that the Hermit came out right at the top of the reading. Now, one of the messages that I got for you, Scorpio, was that the universe sends you into people's lives not to fix them, but to reveal what they're hiding just by being you. There's something about your energy that you're starting to discover right now, Scorpio, and it all has to do with you just being you and how misunderstood you actually feel by your environments, by the world around you. But the thing is here, the people who make you feel misunderstood understand you perfectly. They want you to feel misunderstood because they're actually afraid of what you could accomplish if you knew you actually had support. Now, the Scorpio archetype is not a sign that is supported typically by the world around them. You have to carve out your own path, and you have to do it alone. And the reason for this is because you are the archetype of transformation. You are literally the phoenix that rises up out of the ashes. So with that in mind, you have to understand that there's people who aren't going to support you in becoming this greatest version of you that you could possibly be. And again, the reason for this is because there's a threatening nature to it. There's something about you being in your power that makes other people feel like they have a spotlight on them. It really illuminates what's broken, what's unhealed inside other individuals. And you do this without even being consciously aware of it. See, you really are a true vessel for the universe. The universe uses you to transmute certain energies. And again, it's all done without your knowledge. So the universe may be aligning you to connect with somebody, to nurture some sort of new relationship, friendship, whatever it may be, only to realize that that individual was someone who the universe needed you to trigger some sort of awakening in. You are represented by the Death card, by the Tower, the Judgment even. So these are all cards of awakening, rebirth, a death to old cycles, a death to outdated belief systems. You hold this energy merely by existing. And this Hermit energy at the foundation of the reading is trying to bring more of this into focus right now. It's like the universe is sitting you down and saying, Scorpio, we want to show you who you are and just how important you are for the evolution of the entire collective. And it's not to say that you weren't fully aware of this before, Scorpio, but there's something about the astrology, there's something about this time in history where the universe really needs you to be clear about this. Because the one thing about Scorpios, you can have a tendency to beat yourself up, right? When things don't go right, you can almost be your own worst enemy. And I feel that the universe is wanting you to be a bit more gentle with yourself and just understand that you're not doing anything wrong in these situations. You are actually fulfilling your destiny. This was all in your mission statement. Simply put, Scorpio, truths are being illuminated to you right now as you step into this new year. And it's all around who you are and what you came here to do and how you are here to transform the lives of others simply by walking your path in truth. And Scorpio, when you begin to understand how this works, you'll start to realize that all of this time you have been extracting this deep, profound wisdom by being put in these situations. And it's that wisdom that you're extracting that you use to build your legacy. It's like somebody who goes through some sort of situation and they have this amazing story that they now impart on other people and it brings them some sort of success. Or somebody who writes an incredible song that touches all these other people and it's based on some sort of struggle an individual went through. This is what your path is meant to look like. You create from your struggles. You create from that season of darkness that nobody else could survive one day in. That's where your power lies, Scorpio. And Spirit really wants you to start accepting that, wants you to embrace it, because the sooner that you're able to truly live in your truth and understand what your true superpower is, the faster you're going to start building this legacy for yourself. What do we have at the sacral, please? Perfect. Hangman, Pisces energy at the sacral. Now, the hangman is all about perspective, right? And it's all about letting go, okay? So It's like here you are hanging upside down, but it actually represents you looking at something from a different angle, from a different perspective. So this reinforces everything that I just channeled through. It's like the universe is trying to get you to see things from a different perspective. Hey, Scorpio, this is all a part of your mission. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And there's an incredible amount of success you can extract from this space. So rather than fighting against your own destiny, start embracing it. Let all of this success start flooding into your life, because when you start to realize how this works, it's going to come through with very little effort. Now, this doesn't mean that you still don't have to put work in. It just means that you'll be putting less effort into finding things to put to work for you. And that hangman is right there at that sacral position. So the sacral is all connected to your creativity, your passion. It's the fire in your belly. This is the universe saying to you, hey, Scorpio, that struggle, that season when you were down, this, that, the other, that situation with that person, that horrible relationship that you finally healed from, there's something you can extract from that, Scorpio, a blessing. We put you through that situation for a reason. When you start to understand the greater dynamics of how the universe is working in your life, Scorpio, you'll start to see that everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to. And you'll start to navigate these seasons with much more fluidity. You'll understand that the down seasons are a sign that you're about to have an up season. The season when you felt like you were on the bottom is a sign that you're about to be on top again. And I'm seeing a roller coaster in my mind's eye, right? It's like this is Scorpio's life. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. But when you start to realize how this works, you can begin to have a lot of fun with it. And you can also begin to understand that you're in a flow with the universe. The universe is using you to transmute energies. You are a part of evolution. And this is what evolution looks like, right? Evolution is not a straight line. Evolution is chaos. And you are the sign that literally represents just that, chaos. You are Plutonian and Mars energy. You are the death card. You are judgment. You are the tower. This is all about destruction, rebirth, rebuilding. That is you. And Scorpio, I'm telling you right now, as soon as you start to really embrace this, you'll begin to look at your life through a completely different lens, because you'll start to see that you are in more control than what you originally thought to be. Right on the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. Okay, so divine guidance. And then right there is the tower. Wow, look at that. So High Priestess, divine guidance, and then we literally have the tower and the death card right on the bottom of the deck. So you're being divinely guided, divinely led to bring the tower and the death card, right? The energy of transformation into the world around you. And it doesn't always have to look like destruction, Scorpios. Okay, once you start to really master this, that death and rebirth energy can look like knowledge, can look like wisdom. It can come in the form of words that you present to other people. Like I mentioned, songs, books, creations. It can be in the form of a painting. Everything you touch, Scorpio, whether it's something that you are verbalizing or not, can have the power to transform. There's just something about what happens to the world around you when you mix your energy into the equation. It's like you're a walking conviction by contrast. And this whole entire reading is coming through in the way it is because the universe wants you to start accepting this. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? The Emperor. Aries energy at the solar plexus. Now, again, this is following everything we're saying because the Emperor is an energy that is building some sort of solid foundation. So this is speaking about you building your legacy around your actual archetype. I just heard you unknowingly convict others just by existing. And that's, of course, not glamorous. It's very awkward and also humbling, but a lot of the times it's very traumatic, Scorpio. Again, so don't try to reject this or beat yourself up because of this. Just embrace it, understand it, and once you start to accept that this is the way things really are, everything's going to change. See, the other thing about the Scorpio archetype is nothing is handed to you on a silver platter. You have to go out there and really work for it, right? And for you, that work is going to look like deep spiritual transformation, breaking free from outdated belief systems that may have been pushed onto you when you otherwise weren't consciously aware of it. So this can speak about a lot of you being born into families that hold a lot of generational karma, right? And, Scorpio, I got to say that I feel that the whole reason why you were even created to begin with was to transmute generational karma in these family lineages. And when you work inside of that space, you obviously extract the experience, the wisdom, like we mentioned, that you then use to build the foundation of your empire. The interesting part about the Scorpio energy as well is that you begin by breaking down your own ego, right? That's the first step to all of this. And then you're sent into other people's lives to detonate their ego, and you walk out wearing some sort of emotional ash, right? This is what a Scorpio's life looks like. And what you'll start to notice, Scorpio, is a very familiar pattern playing out over and over again, right? With certain kinds of people. It's like people who hold the same kind of energy, and you're sent into their lives to trigger something. What do we have at the heart position, please? Ace of Cups. Water energy at the heart. Now, I was just speaking about Scorpio needing to break down their own ego first. And the Ace of Cups, I feel, is also reinforcing that message, because the Ace of Cups is an energy of emotional strength. And whenever I get the Ace of Cups, I immediately think about the King of Cups, which is an energy of stoicism and emotional balance. So they can be similar in that they both highlight the need for you to reach some sort of emotional harmony in your life to be able to have these breakthroughs unfold, right? See, Scorpios are a very reactive sign, very reactive energy, and it's typically the reactive side of you that needs to be wrangled in, right? It's sort of like, well, my mind's eye, I'm seeing a wild horse, and it's like you need to get on that horse, right? And control the horse so it's just not out creating chaos. That's very similar to what I'm picking up here in regards to your overall demeanor and how you present yourself to others, Scorpios. You're very deep, right? I just heard still waters run deep. So a lot of the times Scorpios really need to bring the reactive side of them into balance before they can fully step into their power, right? It's just all a part of your becoming. Now, the Ace of Cups at the heart chakra there is speaking about potential, the potential that you have to be able to create greatness off of that which you bring into balance within self. What do we have at the throat, please? Could we have asked for a better card to follow what I just said? The Star card, Aquarius energy at the throat, right? At the communication. This is your legacy, right? And see how she's got the jugs of water, right? Which is representing water emotion. It's like everything that people try to put down about you, everything that people try to attack you for or point their finger at you for is literally what has the potential to make you great. And they know that, right? Like we said, they want you to feel misunderstood, but they understand you perfectly. But the threatening nature of you, because you expose all these things in people that they don't want exposed, and you simply do it by just existing, is why it's so easy for them to dislike you, Scorpio. But let's face it, this level of greatness, as we know, is very rarely met with applause and praise when it comes out the gates. People can't comprehend this level of greatness here. This Ace of Cups and Star card here is confirming what I said about you bringing these certain things into balance, which leads to the potential to be able to create this greatness, to be able to create this legacy. Your legacy is literally inside of you. It's not external to you. It all comes down to you balancing certain things, certain behavioral patterns, certain mindsets, certain reactions inside of you. Scorpio, it's literally you mastering yourself that allows this energy to be unleashed on the world. The Star card is also a deeply spiritual energy. And that's the thing about you, Scorpio. That's where you get all your power from. Your connection to the divine, your connection to the literal source that is delivering this message through me for all of you to begin with. The universe is reminding you why you're here, Scorpio, and what it is that you have the potential to create in your reality. Some of you out there are wondering what you're going to do. Some of you are wondering why you're here. Yet you all have these hobbies or true heart's desires, or a lot of you have something, right? Something that you're really great at. And all you need to do is just start doing more of that. Give it a fighting chance. Understand that your path to greatness is not perfectly straight and it's not free of debris. And as soon as you begin to accept that and start going down it anyway, the sooner you're going to get to your destination. Because like I mentioned, it's those seasons of darkness, or that season where you're down, which is where you extract the wisdom to be great to begin with. Capiche? What do we have at the third eye, please? Doesn't it look like you're standing on the top of the path? You're like, oh, well, all right, here we go. Three of Wands, Aries energy at the third eye. Again, the cards are pretty much following everything I'm saying, okay? The Three of Wands is all about you pursuing the unknown in some capacity here. It's the energy of expansion. It's like you're preparing for something. It's also the energy that represents the entrepreneur. So I feel that I'm reading for a lot of Scorpios right now that are meant to be working for themselves in some capacity. Okay, a lot of you need to bridge out of an old career or out of an old job into something where you are going to be the boss. And it's really time to put the wheels in motion here, Scorpio, okay? Especially given the fact that we are preparing to go into 2026, it's a perfect time to really motivate yourself and say, okay, day one, let's go, right? We all have an opportunity to start again, right? It's a whole new cycle. And I'm also getting something here about the need for simplicity right now, okay? And I will say this, that as a Scorpio myself, I have a tendency to work on too many things at once. But what I have found is to put all of my time and energy into one thing, bring it to completion, and move on to the next. And that's exactly what I'm getting with this Three of Wands at the third eye. Focus on the most obvious thing, the thing that is actually going to move your life forward first, okay? Get that moving, then add the other thing, okay? And right here, there's three wands. So I feel that these all represent different ideas, different projects, different things, okay? It's like the divine is saying to you, hey, just pick one and set out on the path. It's like you're spreading yourself too thin here and you're not getting any forward momentum in any of these areas. And in my mind's eye, I'm seeing somebody open up their wardrobe and they're getting ready to go out somewhere. And their wardrobe is packed of all these clothes, right? And they feel so overwhelmed not knowing what they're going to wear that they just say, you know what, I think I'm just going to stay in, right? It's almost like you have too many options. You have too many things that you can do and or are trying to take on at once, Scorpio. Pick the thing that would make the most sense at the foundation of your life, right? The thing that you can build other things on top of. The thing that you can branch other things out of. And then right on the bottom of the deck, Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. So Four of Pentacles is all about holding back, okay? And then Five of Pentacles, I feel that this is an energy of a lack mindset, okay? It's like holding back leads to a lack mindset because there's some sort of, Eight of Swords can be an energy of self-imposed restrictions, and it's mental, right? Which is another big thing that Scorpios have to get over as well. So a lot of this mental restriction, the Eight of Swords energy, is going to be caused by outside influence. We just spoke about you being used by the universe to break up this generational conditioning in your family lineages, right? And that's not easy. It can see you quite often being overwhelmed by self-doubt because there's little to no support inside these environments, right? It's like The only support you're really getting here, Scorpio, is from the divine, is from source, from your own intuition. And given the fact that we live in a tactile, three-dimensional world where we need to touch, taste, or see something to feel validated, this can be very challenging. But the more you start to do this and put this into practice, Scorpio, simply put, just leaning on the divine, the universe for your support, the easier it becomes. Once you get a year, maybe 2 years down the line, and you've been doing the things that we're laying out here for you over and over again, it just becomes second nature. You start to see that there's really no other way. And then your world building, right? Your environment, everywhere you go, starts to reflect this newfound sense of self and this new way of interfacing with your reality. And this can be seen as a way of breaking out of the matrix internally, right? Breaking out of the matrix is not something that we do externally. It's the shattering of our own ego, which strips away all of these unnecessary, outdated belief systems and or societal norms so we can see things clearer and begin that world building process. What do we have at the crown, please? 9 of Wands. Sag energy at the crown. Yeah, there's a energy here, Scorpio. I was just picking it up here, and we're getting it here again with this 9 of Wands. This is really speaking about the need for you to start pushing forward in faith, right? Leaning on your faith. It's like this process you're going through is really testing your faith, Scorpio. This is what this is all about. The universe is really trying to prove itself to you right now by telling you to get out of your own way and essentially saying, hey, Scorpio, we're trying to do this for you in your life, okay? But you got to trust us. You got to take this leap of faith and allow us to show you that we will catch you. It's like here you are, beat up by life, right? Just holding back. You have all these different ideas. You have all these different things you can do. And you're just sort of standing back like, I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to go through that again. When the universe is saying, no, Scorpio, that's where your power lies. You don't need to be afraid of that anymore. Embrace it. Embrace who you are. Embrace the challenges, because as soon as you do and you start to reframe how you see some of these situations, magic will begin to unfold, because you'll start to see again that there's blessings amongst all of it. And when you start to change your mindset here, those situations just have a way of dissolving from your life anyway. It's like the universe says to you, all right, Scorpio has finally figured out how to interface with those challenges. Let's go ahead and graduate them on now. They get it, right? This isn't saying that you need to accept all of life's pitfalls so you can just get used to having them. It's you accepting that those pitfalls happen for a reason. They didn't happen to you, they happened for you. And when you start to reframe your thinking around these situations, everything just begins to shift and evolve anyway. Right on the bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands, okay? Now, the 7 of Wands is an energy of taking a stand, okay? And it also speaks about you persevering forward, despite what anybody else thinks about it. And look what it leads to. 10 of Pentacles, and the World, and the Moon. So, Scorpio, you don't even see this coming. You standing up for what you believe in is what opens the doors to your divine inheritance. What do we have at the foundation, please? Knight of Wands, fire energy at the foundation, and I just heard chaos agents. Okay, now Scorpio, until you begin to accept what it is we're trying to channel through here for you now, and that this is your path, the more these agents will be sent into your life to try and stop you from awakening to this truth. Wow, I just got a really loud ringing in my ears. So it's like the sooner you wake up to the truth, the sooner all of this begins to shift. Simply put, it's like the enemy saying, okay, Scorpio just figured us out. We need to retreat and figure out a new strategy, right? Right now, you're sort of in this energy where the enemy is using the same attacks on you over and over again because you haven't realized yet is that your transformation is actually in the middle of those attacks. See, I believe that not all transformations that Scorpios go through happen in peace or when they're in hermit mode. A lot of the times, those first couple of transformations happen when you are surrounded by some sort of chaos. It's like you have some sort of epiphany. You literally represent the tower. So it's like your transformation happens in the middle of your own tower. You have to experience your own energy to be able to effectively bring that into the lives of others. What do we have at the sacral, please? The Empress, red in its shadow at the sacral. A lot of you Scorpios have been dealing with environments that are bringing so much stress and anxiety that you're feeling creatively blocked. See, what you're going to start to find, Scorpio, as you're mastering your archetype, as you're mastering your energy, which is lifelong. We just have a tendency to get better and better at it, right? Just when we think we've mastered a certain area of our life, then we level up and then we have to master that new level. It's essentially perpetual, okay? But what you're beginning to realize, Scorpio, is that you don't create in the destruction, in the madness. You create outside of the madness, right? It's like you go through these situations and it's usually after that you're able to extract the blessing, right? It's like you need to find peace after the war. And I just heard war and peace, right? So again, just another phrase that really embodies you at your core, Scorpio, right? You can't have peace without going through the war first. And the war for you is the transformation. And that's also right underneath that hangman, right? So this is spirit showing you, hey, Scorpio, you don't need to fight against your destiny. You're already on path. Just embrace it. Just flow with it. As soon as you do, it becomes easier and easier. You start to manifest and create these whole new worlds around your life that you never even thought possible. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician, okay? And I read this Magician in its shadow. So the Magician from this deck speaks about something that's scattering your energy or something that is trying to create obstacles on your path to finding your greatness, Scorpio, which is something that we've been picking up in this reading. It's like being surrounded by this stress, being surrounded by this chaos is making it difficult for you to find your way, right? But the thing is, you are the eye of the storm. And the sooner you realize that you control how this goes, the sooner things will begin to shift. See, these people, these situations, whatever this is for you, they want to think that they're bringing the storm into your life, which it's the complete opposite. You're the one who's brought the storm. You're the one who's brought the transformation. You're the one who's brought the illumination around who they really are. They're just reacting to that. But because you haven't been fully aware yet of who you really are in people's lives, it's been difficult for you to see this. This is the universe saying to you, hey, Scorpio, they didn't bring the storm into your life because you are the storm. What do we have, the solar plexus? Two of Wands, Aries energy at the solar plexus underneath the Empress, Epis. Now, this is very clear, Scorpio. This Two of Wands is speaking about energies that want you to fear the path you're on, energies that want you to just give up on something. It speaks about your plans falling apart, and it's interesting because it's right underneath this Emperor. I just heard something about you being misaligned with someone as well, Scorpio. This could be for those of you who are in romantic connections with an individual who is just really creating a lot of resistance for you, or who maybe doesn't have the same values as you. You know, we have Emperor in the upright, and then we have the Empress from this deck, which is red in its shadow. So it's like it's a reversal. So this is a mismatch. And then the Two of Wands here is speaking about an energy that is trying to stop some sort of forward movement. It's like you have a plan, you have a way you want your life to look. You have something that you are aiming for, and then this energy is trying to make it more difficult for you. And I just heard for some of you, this could even be a family member. And genders don't matter here, okay? You could be a female in the Emperor energy dealing with a male who's in this shadow Empress energy, okay? And then we have the 10 of Cups and its shadow on the bottom of the deck. So it can certainly be family here, Scorpio. 7 of Swords. Yeah, it's like the universe is trying to open your eyes to something, trying to assist you in breaking free from something here. Yeah, I'm seeing just these shackles in my mind's eye, but it's metaphorical, it's spiritual. And it doesn't surprise me. You know, Scorpios pre-awakening usually have a tendency to find themselves in some sort of spiritual stronghold. They feel trapped. Feels like your soul is in a cage. And then as you begin to go through the awakening process, you start to realize, yes, it was in a cage, right? Because post-transformation, this is this energy of being free now. You feel like something has been lifted up off of you. What do we have at the heart position, please, Spirit? Okay, start on that side first. So, fanaticism and hypocrisy. So, that's the Justice card read in its shadow. That's an energy that lacks accountability, okay? Now, I feel that this is really speaking about situations that some of you may be dealing with in your everyday waking life where individuals are just never going to actually take responsibility for themselves. And yes, you are the sign of transformation, but that doesn't mean that you need to sit around and observe an individual's entire awakening process or transformation, okay? You do what you were sent into these environments to do, and you're out, right? Because Scorpio, the sad truth is, a lot of these situations, a lot of these people, a lot of these people's lives that you're sent into don't go through that transformation process immediately, right? It takes years, sometimes decades. Sometimes you're just sent into these people's lives for a very short period of time and then you're out. So this can be a message not to linger around situations where you're expecting something to change. Don't ever do that. Don't put your life on pause waiting for other people to change because they never will, all right? And that's just universal law. That's the universe saying to you, okay, Scorpio's waiting for somebody else to transform, so we'll just keep them in that holding pattern forever, seeing as they're okay being in that space. See, the energy you put out into the universe is exactly what the universe will amplify louder into your life, right? So you need to keep things moving, right? The more you keep things moving, the better chance those situations have of transforming. It's not up to you to babysit anybody. Wow. 7 of Wands, right there. It says liberation, okay? Now, we already saw the 7 of Wands earlier on from this deck. And the 7 of Wands from this deck is speaking about you finally being in control now. And this is all the result of you taking a stand. It's like you stood up for yourself. You stood up for what you believe in. You stood up for who you are. And you decided that you weren't going to allow anybody to tell you who you are or who you're supposed to be any longer. And this is when the transformation began to unfold in your life, Scorpio. And this is the moment of rising, right? This is when you truly rise up out of the ashes of the past, out of the ashes of the person that you once were. And of course, it's right underneath that Ace of Cups, which speaks about that potential, right? The potential that is found through that emotional strength, through that emotional balance. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? 8 of Cups, Pisces energy at the throat. Perfect. This is you realizing, Scorpio, that there's something better out there for you. You don't want to settle anymore. And right there it says transformation. So 8 of Cups is all about moving on from something. It's like you've learned your lesson. Okay, you're not settling anymore. You know your worth now. And of course, the 8 of Cups leads to the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is an energy of emotional fulfillment. And it also speaks about your dreams and wishes actually coming true right underneath this star card. See, this entire process, however this aligns for you in your life, is how you get there. The 8 of Cups is underneath the star card. Realizing you deserve better and leaving what doesn't serve your highest good behind. And it's interesting how on this 8 of Cups, it's like the jug is empty, right? There's nothing in there. It's to say it's not nourishing you, right? Emotionally speaking. And then in the star card here, as you can see, you now have an abundance of support, but it's coming from the universe. See, and again, Scorpio, this is Manifestation 101. This is you realizing you deserve better. You may not know exactly what it is yet, but you just know that you deserve better. You don't need to put up with all of this. And then the universe says, yeah, we agree. You do deserve better. So seeing as you had the courage to leave this behind, after realizing you deserve better, let's go ahead and give it to you. Whatever this represents for you, right? Success, being in the spotlight, a new soul tribe, right? Whatever it is. What do we have at the third eye, please? Four of Cups, Cancer energy at the third eye. The God deflecting evil. Now, the Four of Cups from this deck is speaking about you and this new outlook that you have on your life, right? It's like you took a chance here. You focused on that one thing, and it's actually coming to pass. I'm also hearing something about a portal opening up for you, Scorpio. Now, this can just speak about energetic portals, the astrology, but simply put, it's to say that you're entering into this new year with potential and opportunities that are going to come onto your path. But the key to all of this is remembering that what you're putting out, right? Like I said multiple times already, is exactly what you're going to get back. So as long as you keep remembering this, Scorpio, you'll keep progressing forward, okay? Don't get stuck in these old ways of thinking. These energies' purpose in your life is to stop you by any means necessary from this world building. Now, Scorpio, this Three of Wands paired with this Four of Cups can further speak about these future possibilities and sort of waiting for your ships to come in, right? But there's also a message here of making sure that you don't get too caught up in your own head, right? In your own emotions, which I feel is this residual energy here. And this can really speak about trauma caused by these situations, right? You know, a lot of the times when people go through these events in their life, they can close themselves off. Somebody they've never met before maybe comes across their path and wants to give them an opportunity, and they automatically default to not trusting that person because of what they've gone through at another point in their life. And not even realizing that maybe they're going to miss out on a great opportunity, okay? So I always say that you can't punish a new person that's trying to come into your life, trying to show you goodness in some capacity based on what somebody else in your past did to you, okay? Because all you're doing is allowing that past person to have some sort of an influence on your life in the current moment. And of course, Scorpio, you use discernment, right? But just be mindful of this, Scorpio, okay? All right, what do we have at the crown to close this out for Scorpio, please? Knight of Cups, water energy at the crown, Scorpio, to close out the reading. Now, this Knight of Cups right underneath this Nine of Wands is speaking about how you've gone from the season of having to feel kind of defensive, like you need to guard yourself from something. It's basically saying that you have overcome these struggles, and Spirit now wants you to embrace all of the goodness that is preparing to come back into your life, whether it's in the form of romantic connections, new friends groups, new environments, new projects, something in your career, some sort of artistic endeavor. Place it as it fits. It's here for you, okay? This is speaking about the peace after this war that you have gone through. You can now move forward, Scorpio, being less guarded and more open, okay? Now, does this mean that everything is going to be perfect from now to the end of time? No. It just means that you're strong enough to deal with whatever comes your way now because you're much wiser. You have more discernment. You're less likely to let old demons from the past, so to speak, have any power over you in the current moment. So Scorpio, however this is showing up in your life in this current moment, I hope that we were able to channel through some messages for you that can help you push forward into the new year in power, okay? So we'll go ahead and leave it here. All right, Scorpios, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I would also like to thank all of you for all of your donations. I really appreciate it. I also have the memberships open on my channel where I upload additional readings each month if that's something you're interested in. And I also have my online store at PLUTOBEANstudio.com, which is entirely made up of things I have designed and created myself, if that's something that you would like to check out. But in closing, I would like to know how this reading resonated with you. So drop me a heart and or a comment down below, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.